Hello, how's everybody doing?
Good. How about you, Sergeant?
Doing great.
So,
What's going on?
came up to the window. They saw it was me. They shut the window. I've been here now for, it says 39 minutes, but I'll say I started outside and walked in. Been here for 35 minutes waiting. They won't take my request.
Okay,
Now, I don't want them to take my request. I just want to sign my affidavit charging
Okay.
against them, because I'm not going to give them the opportunity.
Yeah, the
to
spin in here.
Because you've now wasted a half hour of my time. And
Absolutely.
I'm pretty busy. There was two people that refused me. There was a gentleman, I got his picture here, and I also brought up case law dealing with this exact situation. So this gentleman here,
Okay.
and then this young lady right here. Both
Okay.
of them refused my services.
And what were your services again?
The public record.
Public records request?
Right, and I already gave you that statute. But
Yep, yep.
So they have a contract with the state. Now, this is Salvation Army versus Stanfield out of the 5th District Appeals Court in Florida. And it says here basically that the Salvation Army, because they took over the misdemeanor probation in my county, Marion County, that they are contractually obligated to.
Yep, and it falls under the same statute,
It falls
the
under the
119, I think it's 07, is contractors.
Right.
I
Right.
did, I looked.
Okay, so you've already looked that up, yeah, so, but this case already said, if you're handling this business for the county.
If you're contracted by the state or
That's
the
right.
county, you're
Now,
subject to
she's
provide
gonna
public records.
Right, now she's gonna say, well, we told them where to go to get that, but if you're familiar with the law, I don't have to go anywhere but the agency.
Yeah, I think they would have 8 days to provide it.
They've
or-
got like 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days
They
or
have-
there's
yeah.
reasonable time, yeah.
Right,
One of the things on
exactly.
there not mentioned is their contract that they have with the state of Florida says that there's a 119 provision warning on there, and it says that we have to abide by public record laws. And that's one of the things that's here, is the last time when I think there was a documentation report that was done, they refused to do it then. If they are saying he has to go to Georgia, something like that. to
Yeah,
do
their
that.
main office is up in Georgia.
Nah,
And I don't have to do
And once
that.
that falls, once you do that, then police generally will say, well, that's out of the jurisdiction of Florida. This is a Florida incident, this is a Florida location, and 100% provide. They don't do any other services here except for provide for the state of Florida.
Or what they're supposed to do also is take your request, get your information, and give it to whoever, and
That's it.
get the information back.
That's right. Now, last time I came here, we filled out the report, they made the guy come out and take the request. He came out and took the request. That's literally been about a year.
Okay,
So that-
and then that's where that reasonable amount of time goes away.
Yeah.
Like within, what is it, 8 business? I think it's 8 business days
Well, we're
out.
supposed to email you within like 3 days to let you know that you have made the request and
The
have received
statute
it.
says immediately, it
Yeah.
doesn't say days. It
Okay.
says immediately respond to acknowledge the request, and then it can be fulfilled within a reasonable amount of time. I don't know what your request was, but I was here that day, I was witness to that one, this one, and the 2 guys. I think there's enough PC here to say, hey, it's time to say, listen, they're willfully and knowingly refusing. I know the officers talked to them before, I didn't get the body camera. The contract says that it says they're required by 119 levies, and this is it. Just because they're a private agency handling public business doesn't give them secrecy.
Can I get someone up front for some public
I just
records,
texted
please?
my attorney about that sign right there too. It's a preemption violation, but he's gonna look into it.
Okay, hello, it's police department. Can I talk to anybody if anybody's back here?
Yeah, the 2 people who reasonably believe they're willfully and knowingly refusing the black female, that I can positively identify, she's here, and then the male with the red shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're both here because they just took the probation back.
Yeah, the probation came in after we were here.
Hello, South Daytona Police Department. They're refusing to talk to me?
Probably. Legal and all.
People just, I gotta look up at the power, now I don't have to do anything I'm required.
Hey, how you doing, sir? Do you mind if I have a word with you?
That's the gentleman.
Okay.
Previously refused and they're still.
Still refusing, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna probably go back there and have a word. Do you mind?
And the, like I said, the other one, we're local and knowingly, because they have not provided the one from.
We'll just see who's technically in charge.
Was it to see who was?
No, that's what he's saying.
Hey, how you doing? Can I come back here and talk to you a minute? How you doing? I'm Sergeant Woodson. Did you call or did they call? I think, okay.
Because they're being obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
They're hindering people from coming in. This is the second or the third time that they harass my business on coming in here. This is a private company. They're not allowed to do that. You can hand them this, or I can hand it to them. I'm just not going out there because you're filming me and I didn't request or give you permission for you.
Yeah, they just want a public records request. That's all they're.
That's from my supervisor. So that's all I can give them. It's not public record. They give any information from us in here. You can send her up this hallway. You will have a blessed. Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
Please. Yeah, our records don't come from here. They would have to go to the courthouse, and I don't see them walking into the courthouse with the same foolishness that they're doing here.
But did anybody give him that information or?
Yes, this is he's been told that before.
Okay.
So now they're back again, so now I feel like it's harassment to us. So I don't understand why we can't have them trespass from here.
It's weird because I know this law really good, and this is weird. It's supposed to, if the records aren't here, you're supposed to provide them where you take the request, and then.
That's it.
And yeah, but you have to take the request and then go.
We've already took whatever it was that they came here before with that, and we told them the same thing. This is what I was being advised to give to them. I'm not giving them anything else.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Can I just get your information that I talked to you?
Sure.
Okay.
This is the second or third time that I've done this.
I'm sure. It's okay, thank you. What's your first name?
Nicole.
N-I,
C-O-L-E.
and your middle initial?
I'll give you my last name is Berry.
What is it?
B-E-R-R-Y.
Okay. B-E-R-R-Y, okay. All right. Well, let me go see what we got to do now.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I got to figure out if this is correct or if the state
What do you mean
statute.
if that's correct? That's what my supervisor,
Okay.
he's an attorney who gave me that information. And he
Okay.
looked it up and he spoke to somebody before about it, and this is what he gave me. He said, if they ever come back.
But if you deny them their request, it's a first degree misdemeanor. Same as us if we deny them any requests in our building. Okay.
Hello?
All right. Come on. They're not going to give it to you. So
They're not gonna get what?
the records request. She told me to give you
Let's
this.
see what we have here, if you don't mind.
No, here I'm going to give it to you. She gave it to me. Which it falls under the. She gave me the same statute. She said that's what her supervisor gave. I go, well, why didn't you explain that to them when they asked for it and say, hey, look, here's our policy. This is what my supervisor told us to do if this is what happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
It would have saved.
It would, but in the fact
Yeah,
that
it's
their
way-
policy can no way trump Florida law.
That's
That's like me saying that my policy.
My policy is not
I'm
to get
10-4.
arrested.
no. I agree too. I said I know the statute, Florida state statute, because I did look at it, and I said I don't know if this mimics it or not. I'd have to compare it to see if they're trying to switch it around a little bit.
Yeah,
This just says it must be made directly to the county. They're not a county entity.
No.
This has
Are-
nothing to do with this place here.
Are they contracted through the
This is the
county or the
state
state?
of Florida. Yeah, it's the state of Florida.
and, I mean, it's probably contracted through the county.
Yeah, let me
But
find,
even if
I mean,
it's
I'll find out.
Even if it's contracted through the county, so is the Salvation Army. Now, I went through the Salvation Army. I went to their 4 or 5 times before they finally complied.
I know the one, oh, go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you
And that
off.
was even after they had lost the public records law case. So these guys, they don't like to follow the law. And regardless of whatever their policy is, Florida law is pretty straightforward. I can come to the agency that generates the records and I can make a public request there. What they do with that request afterwards, it doesn't matter, right? But I'm allowed by law to come here and request it from them.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm
So
not,
if
she
they're
wanted you
not-
guys trespass. I said it's a public building. They're not causing a disturbance. They're just asking for one simple thing.
And like I said, as long as they're denying my request here, it doesn't matter if I could send it to Mother Teresa, or if I can get a carrier pigeon to take it to New York. It doesn't matter.
But, and that's what I explained to him. I go, well, why didn't you just, you know, you might been told this by your management and not know how everything theoretically works.
This is also 14, 15, and 16 of 23 pages. So we don't. I don't even know what this is. This is.
If you look under,
Is this their
the
contract?
one? Yeah, she said that's what the manager gave her. If you look under the one was it 119.07?
Do you know who prepared this?
She said her boss is a. Oh no.
You don't know. So
No,
this could be something they
that's what I said. I said
You and
I know
are both-
Florida
I'm
statute.
not an attorney. He's not an attorney.
No.
They're not attorneys. The only people that can make a valid decision on this is a state attorney. I think that's because a request can be made in person, verbally, writing. Now, when they don't have a sign up here that shows who the custodian of records is, that's what they should have. But if they don't have that up there, I can't civilly sue them. It doesn't mean that they're not still liable under the Florida statute. They're receiving these records. They give you a partial contract here.
Nothing here says that they're not allowed to take requests.
Yeah. Nothing here says.
well the thing, like let me look at the 119.07 because it deals with contracted state companies, and
that case explains it. The one out of the Red Cross.
there's so many of them. Like when it,
Very few for public records.
Yeah.
There's Ray Chandler versus State of Florida.
yeah, that one. No, I agree. So
But not only this, the request that they did accept and take, they won't fulfill it. They will not fulfill it. And when I go to where was the last place? Waste Pro. I did a public records request with Waste Pro. Waste Pro immediately said they acknowledged the request. They gave me the footage. They provided it within like 20 or 30 days. The reasonableness of a public records request depends on their caseload. But a year is not reasonable anymore.
no, that's
The reason
way
why
too
is-
far.
The reason one of the requests, and there's no reason why I need to provide a reason for the request, but a lot of these agencies here are cash cows, and that's the way it is. They, instead of a warrant being done here, they'll take a warrant and they get paid per warrant. Everybody knows that. That's just the way it is. So these are things that we have to look at, and there's another incident called Cash for Kids. Judges were putting kids in the hot seat, putting them in jail, and they were getting something like $1 million per kid to put these kids in jail for non-violent crimes. And this happened in New Jersey. Look it up, Cash for Kids scheme. And this is, the further it is for secrecy in here, not even that. We look at this as you can't get any information out of this company here. They will not provide it. They're willfully and knowingly. You told them last time, we've done a report.
Yeah.
When I did request, when they did take my request, I never received anything. And when I talked to the lawyer up there in Georgia, he says, well, we're not required to give you anything. Is exactly what he said. Which is
Under
why I'm
that
back
law,
here.
yes,
I
they
do
are.
this all over
It's a
the
first
state.
degree misdemeanor.
Right.
This is why it's willfully and knowingly.
Yeah,
We've been
and I
told
do
for
this
over-
all over the state. I
This is years.
don't have time to come back here 3 or 4 times. I have because they haven't complied. You know what I mean? But if you comply, you'd probably never see me again.
Well, a lot of it is lack of education on the management side. You know what I mean? Like,
no education. It's
no, but I
their
mean, like,
contracts.
understanding,
But their
teaching your
attorney-
laws.
Their attorney, according to him, is even saying that they don't have to provide
Really?
anything.
No.
Yeah,
And in
that's
this
what
statute,
he
you don't have to
said.
prove intent. You have to provide willingly and knowingly. The last time we came here, if you look at their contract, the other half of this contract, it says it in there about the warning about public records. You are responsible to maintain and keep public records.
Yeah.
And
Or
and if they don't comply, I do believe they're in jeopardy of losing their contract.
But that's why I say, I'm not an attorney, they're not attorneys, we're not. I know that he's willing to sign a
We're
statement.
just going under Florida state law.
And doing an
Or you're going
affidavit
to,
prosecution, if you do you do those? Affidavit prosecution, like the ones that Port Orange does, they make you sign a sheet that says I do want to prosecute?
oh, we just put that in a statement.
Statement.
As long as you put it on the statement, you're good to
I think
go.
At this point, like I said, they're non-receptive, they're not doing anything, this is now willfully and knowingly. I know when I asked for a records request here once, it was during the time that the Spanish officer and Wells were doing a warrant here. I came in and asked for a question, and they just said, nope, we're not giving you anything, shut the door, and then walked away. So it's like, we can collectively do it. They're telling you that we're blocking people from coming in here. We moved out of the way. The lady called several times and asked for someone here. Said, hey, I'm on probation, I'm trying to get here. And that's when we asked him, hey, we need to make a records request. And he does like this, and they will never willfully, knowingly, violating the law. If their office is in Korea, then how do we go to that? Do I have to go to Georgia to file a complaint up here? It's not the way this works.
No, and I don't know why they didn't just talk to you and explain it
There's
to
no
you
explaining.
instead.
The law is clear. Like when I come up and ask you for a case number, the reason why I do those, it's the basic way to ask you for a public records request, and if you don't provide the case number, you're violating the law. I can't sue the city for it, but you're not providing the record. And that's why I go up and ask for case numbers, because that is the very, very basic fundamental of a public records request.
But it's simple. It's all public record anyways, and there's no reason, unless it's medical or a Baker Act or something like that.
The case number's still
Yeah,
not
well, I mean, you could get a printout of the CAD. It's just be redacted like the.
But that's the fundamentals of the basic of when I test that challenge with law enforcement. But this one specifically, we have a story about the money that's brought in here, the money that's paid out for arrest, for warrant, for violation,
Gotcha.
how many they're holding,
Okay, so,
and we can't do it.
so by their thing here, it says the contract or public records subject to public records disclosure requirements of section 119.071.
And that's what.
So 119.071 states that every person who has custody of a public record shall permit the record to be inspected and copied by any person desiring to do so at any reasonable time, which usually means when they're open, under reasonable conditions, and under supervision by the custodian of the public records.
And the
So-
lobby was free and clear. when we came
And
in
that
for
even I think that comes, I believe, with a felony. Hold on,
Uh,
let me look.
No, it's,
That's that.
Is-
Yeah.
that's
that
when they
is
destroy
that
it,
another
when you destroy
misdemeanor?
it, when you non-disclosure by destroying it or getting rid of it, then you have the felony.
Because there's a couple of penalties. There's different penalties for the copying one.
There's $500 fine for that the state hands down for knowingly and willfully violating it, and then it has the misdemeanor part on it as well. But I don't think there's a felony in there. If there is, then the
Yeah.
state's going to write a felony.
Either
for
way,
themselves.
I want to.
That was the one
And
when I
that's the
spoke to you earlier. That 907 one
And
and.
that's the document they
Or
provided
the-
there. They're providing
the
the one that says
10.
they're required.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to waste your time and go back to the PD. You want me to just do a statement here?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do
Is
a
that
statement here.
fine with you, or do you want to
Yeah,
go back to the
I'm-
PD? What would you
No,
guys
it's-
rather do?
We're all here. It's fine. We don't have to move anywhere, and it's just.
I just want to get the ball rolling on these people because, I mean, eventually it looks like I'm going to have to sue them in order to get the records, but
But at this point, it's
I
beyond.
want to exhaust all my possible remedies before doing that. So,
Yeah, this one, this statute doesn't require intent. It doesn't require
Knowingly and
just knowingly willfully. They knew about it. I heard you say that you told them you have to provide these records. They're still not doing it. They're willfully taking that option to do it. It's very similar to like I said when I asked for case numbers. Everybody hands them out and they give them to me. There's a few people that don't.
there's no reason not to.
But and similarly in Port Orange, and why the clerk responds so fast to it, I asked Sergeant Garver for a case number, for an incident number, or citation number. He refused. He drove off. I emailed the clerk and I said, hey, I just want that thing from Garver. She did all the legwork to find out what I was asking for because she knows it was a violation of what he did, in my opinion, and he refused to give me that incident and case number or call number, or P number,
P number,
or
yeah,
whatever it's called. And she asked me, well, what was your request? I said, I don't know what my request is anymore. So she got with Garver and found out and said, what was he requesting? Just give him the case numbers probably. And sure enough, she sent me the case number and the citation number.
That's all you needed.
This one would be the same.
Yeah.
It would be over and done with.
Okay, so for the violation of that, it's subject to a suspension and removal or impeachment, and in addition, commits a misdemeanor of the first degree. So that's if I requested to inspect and copy it here, which I didn't even do that. I just, wanted them to take the request, which they wouldn't do, which is still a misdemeanor.
Yeah, minimal impact. Just
but
want a record, send it to us, here's our email, leave, but they won't take
Yeah.
it.
Section 119.105 commits a felony of the third degree. So if anybody violates 119.105, which I'm unsure what that is.
Yeah, I don't think this one rises to it. I think that's destruction
That's
of
protection of victims of crimes or accidents. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's bust down.
Okay.
You have the names of the people that
I have her first and last name, but I'm gonna look into it because she turned her back and walked away from me. So I will get it from the female that I spoke to there.
Easy and logical. It takes 5 minutes to write down a request and get us out of here.
Right.
And
I'm on back in right over here. That way you're in the shade, and you can just do it on a clipboard in the back.
usually the custodian knows what the obligations are.
I think you are running in with them back in Jacksonville somewhere for one of your clients in Texas.
There you go, sir. Need it. And if you need another paper or wherever you're comfortable doing it, you're good to go.
This is a statement, though. I want to have a charge put on him, a criminal complaint.
Oh no, I'm gonna do on the computer. You write.
Okay.
We'll write down exactly what happened, and then I'll transfer that over to a 707 charging affidavit, which we'll send through to the state attorney's office with the
Is this road or state? Or street?
Bevel Road.
Road.
Yeah, let the attorneys figure it out.
Yeah, we'll send it over to the state attorney's office and let them go about it. And but this is just a written sworn statement saying that you want to press charges. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You got a vest and everything. This guy,
They're right on this one. They were ignoring me. They wouldn't even talk to me in there.
What, inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's a bunch of businesses that do this, but when it's so unreceptive, then it becomes knowingly and willfully.
You know, put that. You know, they had you waiting, like what you told me, for 40 minutes, or nobody was coming to the window. You asked multiple times that you want to make a public records request. Okay. Hey, thank you.
What time is it now?
Here, let me grab my phone. Thanks, Lentino. 159. All right.
I just put 2 o'clock to round it up.
Yeah.
I've never seen them up in person, but they're just a triangle, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to pull them out. I was just curious.
Yeah, they're just a soft padded material, and they have these little black spikes that pop out, and then it's like a little arrow, and it just breaks off in the tire.
That's crazy.
And it's like that long, so that's where the air comes out. Pretty sweet. They work good.
Got some new stuff I saw on TV and YouTube about wrapping the tire up, like something comes out from the front of the police car and it's got webbing.
And it
it
just
wraps around the
it's a
tire.
good idea.
Yeah.
I think you might lose
I mean,
control.
anything to keep the innocent citizens safe.
Yeah, that's the scary part when vehicles start fleeing and stuff like that, going 100 miles an hour, running red lights, and it's just not worth it. Yeah, it's just not worth it over a suspended license or a little bit of dope.
place that's done this once before where they kicked me out.
Gotcha.
The other place that did this, where were we at that one time when they kicked us out for public records? It was the DMV.
Which time?
At the DMV.
Orange City?
Yeah, when they closed it down too.
Yeah, because some gentlemen, we're in there filming, and some gentlemen, because what they did was they shut the business down. So of course you're gonna make everybody mad that's been waiting
Oh,
for
yeah.
an hour, you know.
Yeah.
And some guy pops off and he said, I got the right to put my foot in your ass. And I said, well, this is a stand your ground state, Trayvon. And all of a sudden you hear, because I got the 911 calls too, he goes, this guy says he's got a gun and he's going to shoot anybody that gets close. I'm
No.
like, what? Where did you
I
get
wanted to
that?
ask about the Teslas. How many Teslas are registered in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
And at the time there was 30,000. Now there's more than that, but they refused it and shut the business down and wouldn't do anything like that. I was just in Shores Police Department. Ponce. Ponce and Police Department. Just went over there and they've got a little Bluetooth speaker they play in the lobby. When you're looking, you imagine talking through to Becky or whoever's in the lobby there with music playing in the lobby.
No.
You're like, hey, because they have thick glass and they have a little hole like this. Hey, real quick, but they're playing like Frank Sinatra stuff. It's for this. It's for the camera. And I tried to turn it down here with Corey, and he turned it back up. He turned it down. I turned it back up. Turn it down. Can we leave it off for 30 seconds so I can hear everything you're saying? Nope. Can we turn it back up? You know what that's. Everybody knows in sports, it's to prevent something. And so in government, it's always something. Where there's always a charge. There's always a fee. There's always something along those lines. There's some way to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one here has gone so far and above and beyond. You try. You call them on the phone. Their attorney's saying they don't have to give anything.
Yeah, that's what she told me. It's on body camera,
But
she said her manager is an attorney or something to those lines. I don't remember exact verbiage, but
can't do that. These are the people here that are here. It's just like if I were to ask you for a case number. Can I get a case number? Yeah, sure. Here it is. If you don't do it, then you yourself are violating law. Now they may not have.
The way the law works is the custodian is whoever has the record. Right? Anybody.
Yeah.
If there's a janitor working there and he knows the answer to my question, he's legally allowed. He's legally to provide.
Like if you ask me for something and that they work at the desk or something like that,
yeah,
I don't know where to go find that stuff. You know what I mean?
The right thing to do is you take my email. You take that. I'll find out for you.
Yep.
Hey, I want to know what the call was last night at 12 p.m.
I can look up that.
You'll say, all right, let me get your email. I'll do that. I'll pass it on to our records custodian. We'll get it to you. That's satisfying.
I came to the JCS probation office to request public records. This is the third time they refused me. I waited 35 minutes and still got no service. I filed a report before and have video evidence. I want them charged with 119.102A, willfully and knowingly refusing to provide public records.
And in the previous year-long rate, it hasn't been fulfilled either, right?
Yeah.
Not your attorney. Not providing legal advice. But it was what I would put if I was writing that. And did you say we're being trespassed from here as well?
No.
Okay.
I told them no because you guys, it's a public building, obviously. You're allowed in it, and you weren't causing a disturbance. You were just requesting something that they didn't want to give you, and that's not enough to trespass you.
Well, I hope they just get the records.
Well, I want more records now. Like, for example, they're selling soda pop out there. They got a sign up there. Do they have a permit to do that?
They have a tax license. They have a DBA. I mean, the
Right.
DBA is covered under that. But are they collecting tax on the sales?
Well, you're right. And
It is a Florida statute for the tax collection too. That's why we have the DOR.
And the way I'm thinking is just somebody in the office there buys a case of soda, puts it in their fridge, and is making a little bit of extra money on the side. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, there's a bunch more questions when you come in here. Yeah, the DOR should regulate that because like a vending machine is tax inclusive, and they have information. The South Daytona has a vending machine too that they have for like the employees there, and they don't collect tax on it.
Yeah, well, it's a fridge now, And it's a donation.
Name and then signature?
That's all. Yes, sir. Right there. And do you want to enact Marcy's law because you are the victim here? In this case, that way your information does not go on public.
My information is so
Okay.
public, it ain't even funny.
Okay. Can I just get your name and stuff for the report? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, I got it right here. George Metz. Got my birthday.
What's your middle initial, George?
D.
D? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, and I'll fill out the rest, and let me give you a business card with the case number on it. And I will go get to work on this.